We got a lot of people here today.
So, Coach, on a bye week when you're not necessarily game planning for the next opponent, what do you work on?
You get a little bit into the following week, but a lot of it is getting a lot of good work, right? Fundamentals, getting back to some of your fundamentals, technique stuff, and getting some guys healthy too, and then a bunch of your young guys getting a bunch of work as well.
Josh, how much of this week is maybe some evaluation, maybe looking?
Some of it is, but I think every week is, right? Based on what you saw the previous game, right? How guys performed, how guys are practicing. That's why you see different guys getting more opportunities or less opportunities from week to week.
What have been the focuses for you as far as fixes again for this week?
I mean, at the end of the day, right? You look at the two losses, right, where we end up on the wrong side of it, 4 points. I mean, it comes down to turnovers, right? We've lost the turnover battle 6-2 in those situations. It comes down to red zone, taking care of the football, penalties in the red zone, getting rid of those, and then being able to run the football a little bit better down there.
When you look at the red zone,
talking about offensively.
Yeah, when you look at the red zone specifically, what can be done there to increase the efficiency there?
You run the ball better. Penalties have gotten us behind the chains, and taking care of the football, right? I mean, all those things add up to us not performing as well as we need to in those situations, in the couple of games that we've lost.
After the game, you said you hadn't considered putting Darryl Mack in. What forms your thinking on that? What goes into a decision like that?
Just at the time, you feel like it's giving you the best opportunity to go score points and win a football game.
Is the performance of the offensive line maybe been a little surprising with the way that
Amber Alert.
they've started a little bit handling movement and for an experience.
Yes and no. Last week, front coverage completely different than anything anticipated or really seen on tape, right? And so at times I felt like early in the game they actually did some really good things in the football game. We didn't do it consistently enough, right? We got 58 play or 56 plays, whatever it is, in the first half, right? And got 16 points to show for it. It tells you that there's some opportunities that we probably squandered, right? Second half, you come out, and I say it all the time, and sometimes you guys probably don't believe what I'm saying, but it's a really fine line, right? I mean, you start your first two drives with two penalties, you know what I mean? You're in first and 20, first and 22. It's hard to move the chains at that point. So, it's not a major overhaul. There's some things that we got to correct, and we'll do that this week and continue to push for those as we go through the season.
What sort of adjustments did you make on offense when you saw they were presenting some different things on defense?
It changes, some of your route combinations. It changes some of your run schemes. Not perfectly, right? But I thought staff and players, did some really positive things as far as adjustments early in the football game.
2 weeks now without Randy Charlton. What can you tell us about his status?
Hoping to get him back, here in the following week after this bye week.
Dylan, what kind of adjustments or improvements do you want to see out of him coming off of a loss like this and just as a true freshman?
Yeah, whether he's a true freshman or not, right? End of the day, take care of the football, right? That's important. Made the point in the team meeting room, and it's true. It's not just him, right? There's other pieces of the puzzle: protection, wide receivers winning on routes. You watch that game unfold. There's multiple things that cause turnovers. And then just using his feet a little bit more. To be honest, opportunities in the red zone to use his feet, in particular, third downs, escape, and make plays with his feet.
For where this team is on their journey, what's the open date this week do for them?
As always, I think it gives you an opportunity to catch your breath, analyze where you're at, right? Do some self-scouting in all three phases of the game. Also, judge your personnel, right? Get some guys healthy, and get yourself ready for the second half of the season.
Without the opportunity for them to get back on the winning track this week, did you worry about any kind of lingering effect, this hanging around for longer than it normally?
It will for our fan base, right? As competitors in an athletic arena, right? You got to move on, and that's when it's going really well, or you lose the previous game. That's just the reality of where we're at. You go out to practice today, guys had great energy, great focus, practiced hard, and anticipate that as we continue.
Did you have a message to those guys? This week, coming off the loss, maybe just making sure that
typically have a message. Yes.
Yeah, but like making sure it doesn't spiral, making sure something doesn't spiral out. Maybe some of the guys.
One, our guys are really competitive, right? And you see that during the course of play, nobody gave up, right? They continued to fight in all three phases of the game. Not perfectly, but continue to play and play hard, right? Our football team's resilient. right? They'll come back. They are competitive. They will continue to compete. Expect that this week while we practice. Expect that in the previous weeks. Listen, at the end of the day, right, we're 4 points away from having a different record. Who controls that? We do. And I'm talking about our entire program. Coaches, players, everybody inside of the building. We are where we are. We're there because of us, right? We have a choice. You can either lay down and quit, right? Or are you going to get back up and go fight? And our guys are fighters, man. So we'll be ready.
How do you use the bye week to reflect on your performance and your coach's performance as well?
You evaluate it every week, man. Not just the bye week, but every week.
Do the players get a chance to maybe go home or take a break this week, and the coaches?
They will
as well?
on the back end of the week. Yeah, coaches will be recruiting at the end of the week, but they got a little bit. You know, you play Friday night game. Guys had a long weekend too.
Last one.
Longer
What
than
change-
usual, I should say. You know
What
what I mean?
changes when you're not in control of your season goals anymore? You kind of need some other pieces to fall into place.
In reality, you're not in control of it, right? We talked about that, right? Look at the conference championship games and how many undefeated teams have been in them, right? But we don't control that, right? Are there things still to play for? Absolutely. The only thing that we can control is today, right? Which prepares us for our next opportunity. That is the message every single week, whether you win or whether you lose. The message doesn't change inside of our building. If your message has to change based on a previous result, probably not a real sound message.
Thanks.
All right, appreciate it, guys. All right.